fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't fight. Don't hit him first. Get out of here. No, stay there. Stay there. No. I said, get out of here. I said, get out of here. No. You have to no. Get out of here.
Get out. You're not the server. You're not the server. You're not the server. You're not the server. Get out. Get out.
Get out of here.
Welcome to the Breakfast Show. Today on the Breakfast Show, we're talking about the news where two celestial pastors were fighting each other to take the prayer. They were fighting over who would lead the prayer. And it's been quite shocking for a lot of people. People have been talking about this video. I'm your host, Marvelous Achafu Kelechi, and I'm always joined by Chimerizi Henry in our Toronto studios in Canada. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. The Breakfast Show starts now. So Chimerizi, this happened somewhere in Nigeria. So people are saying Lagos, we can't speak about the location, but they said two celestial pastors were fighting each other over who would lead the prayer. As shameful as this may be, I'm sure our viewers will take a look at that video and the people were abusing them about why are pastors misbehaving, why are they? But I support this man of God because it shows that they are fighting over who will take the blessing of God first. Absolute truth.
To be honest, to me, I haven't seen the Celestial Church as a church. To be honest, I don't count the Celestial Church as a church.
Why? Break that down.
First and foremost, the Celestial Church does not follow the ordinances of the Orthodox or the Catholic Church. We don't have the same creeds.
Many of the other churches don't follow it.
That's why we don't call them church. So the only thing I refer to church are Catholic, Orthodox, and Pentecostals. So to me, I just feel it's a business, a man's business, and they are fighting for who will be this, the general overseer, who will be the head of the business. For me, any church that gets into a situation where they begin to fight or take themselves or call the police, because I could hear in the video one woman say, we're going to call the police, get out, call the police. I'm like, Kilode. And I could tell that this did not happen in Nigeria because the accident wasn't in Nigeria.
We saw a video trending last week, which was supposed to talk about big fashion. We are the same Catholic members. We're also chasing away a man of God, saying that the man cannot mount their pulpits because he supports LGBTQI rights. So we have seen Catholic people who also display shamelessness. Some of the biggest cases were against the Catholic Church in molesting boys, molesting girls, misappropriation of funds, and the rest of them. So many other churches these days.
To be honest, I think
we saw a man of God. Yeah, we saw him because this is I can't describe who is now right and who is now wrong because I saw a man of God in the name of Oyede, I'm going to mention his name, who said that how can you be praying or how can you be having faith? Your children can't afford the high school fees, and yet you are saying that you want to pray. You are praying to God. That you should know. You should go to your level. But I find that very, very funny.
What Oyedepo says is that he's not going to pray for money because he's going to cut his coat according to his size. He's going to send the children to the school where he can afford.
You are renting a house bigger than your business to live in. What a life. The worth of your car is more than your capital. What a life. What a fake life. I never send any of our children to school where I cannot pay. Never. Well, stop playing nonsense. There's a school near our home in Kaduna. My children can't go there. The money there I don't have. And I won't pray about money to go to school. You go to school at the level that I am.
Hold on. The same Bible says that we should, what's the word? Exercise faith, that we should, what's the word? Show faith. And show prayers to especially faith, so that if you have faith. So it seems like he doesn't believe in faith anymore.
The things that we call,
I don't trust these pastors anymore. These pastors are all fake. All of them fake.
To be honest, I think the issue is that we've so much twisted the word of God that most people now don't know what the truth is. Faith is not towards material things. Faith is not towards earthly things. Faith is towards heavenly things, and this is where we define what our faith and where our faith is. You can have faith in anything, but the Bible tells us to
The
worship
woman, the
only.
woman with the
The Bible,
faith.
I'm
The
coming.
woman with the
Let me
faith.
finish.
Hold on.
The
The
Bible
woman with
tells
the faith with
us
the
to
oil.
have two masters. To have two masters is wrong. You can either
Okay.
serve one or serve the other, and the Bible clearly tells us that money cannot be your master. So it's very appalling when I see Christians say they are praying to God to give them money. Do you hear where the Bible tells us that money is the God of this world? I heard a pastor the other day says, "Oh, if you can't buy, if you don't have wealth, you don't have Lamborghini, that means God ain't blessing you." But the Bible tells us that our wealth is not of this earth. Apostle Paul says, "When I see the wealth of the wicked, my faith almost crumbled." So our faith is not concerning wealth or materialistic things. The Bible tells us these people are into religion to make profit, and these pastors are there for the benefit. Who knows? Maybe the person who will lead the prayer will carry the offering that day. You don't know how the rules go. There are some churches, the preceding pastors or the visiting pastors takes the offering. I remember when I had a fellowship when I was younger, we invited a man of God. We were a small fellowship. This man of God gave us a whole itinerary of what we must fulfill before he gets here. He must stay in a 5-star hotel. He must have a luxurious car to come pick him up from the hotel to the meeting. And from the meeting, every offering that day will be handed directly from the pulpit to his hand. From there, he will go with his bodyguards back and fly back to the airport. We had to foot all these bills. Is this the service of God, or is this the service of men? So let's be true. These are not men of God. They are fighting over profit, because the only thing that makes two people fight is either money or title. So the question is, what are they fighting for? Over to you, Mr. Chaffo.
For me, just wrapping this up and wrapping this up, I feel like the woman who gave, what's the word, Elijah, that story about the oil, that was a story of faith. It wasn't heavenly, it was earthly, and she was rewarded. So let people not, because a lot of people have been
She did
brainwashed
not
by fake
have
doctrines.
oil. She
Can you
had
hold
the
on?
last one.
Hold on.
This is
Hey,
this is
Jesus.
this is about contentment. This is not about
Chimere,
gathering in massive
can we
wealth.
hold on?
These
Chimere,
men
can we
are
hold on?
talking.
Can you just hold on? Hold on. I have like the last word. You've told our people this. It's my turn to see. Let the bigger argument win this. For me, I see that these pastors, I endorse them. They are fighting over who wants to. Me, I see this as a fight of who wants to take the blessings from God. Because if you want to become, these days I don't trust any pastor. So if you want to become, what's the word? Is it, I use the word clowns? Let's become it all round. Because they always make excuses for all these other pastors. The same way you make excuse for one now, we keep on making excuses. But when some other people do it, because we're not comfortable with their doctrine, we now call them being fake. No. If a man of God who puts his school fees as high as millions of naira can be telling the members, poor members who donated to him, who give their tithe and offer, that, oh, if you can't go to the school, it's not by force, go to cut your coat according to your size. People can't have faith anymore to go to a school. Then that means that Christianity has obviously fallen off the pedestal, falling off the track.
I want to ask you. I want to
What
ask you a question.
Yeah, ask your question and let's just
Right now,
policy.
I'm a minister, and you come to my church, and I do videos, and this video costs me tens and thousands of dollars. And because you are a Christian, you come to my church, I'm supposed to give you my services and do videos. Maybe you're a chorister, you sing, or you're musicians. I'm supposed to do these videos for you because you come to my church. Who is going to cut? Who is going to pay for the other expenses?
That is not an analogy.
That's the same
If
thing
you
that
get
happens
education,
to
can you hold
Oyedepo.
on? Can
He
you
has
hold
a
on?
school
Can you
that
hold on?
is meant.
Hold on. Can you hold on? There are schools in Canada owned by Christian, also a lot of missionaries, and yet those
But
schools
this
are
school is
free
not a
or,
missionary
or
school.
affordable.
It's a private
No,
school owned
they
by
are either free.
Oyedepo. Not
Hold
owned.
on. Hold on.
Yes.
I allowed you to speak. Will you speak? Would you like to speak? And let me have the final word.
Yeah,
Or
I
should I
just want
speak
to
and you
say,
have the
let me
final?
speak. This school is owned,
Go
not
ahead.
owned by Winners Chapel or Faith. It's Winners Chapel. Yes, Oyedepo's church is Winners. It's not owned by Winners Chapel. It's owned privately by the Reverend Oyedepo. So it's a private school, not a missionary school.
Thank you very much. So for me, I would just say that this people like Oyedepo and a lot of audio pastors, if not for missionary schools in Nigeria, they will be as uneducated as an illiterate rat in Mushi. It was missionary school. Their fathers, their background, what most of them, their background. They were nobodies. Sorry to say this. I have to be blunt. Nobodies, most of these pastors. I read their this thing. But yet, the same nobodies were able to get a good education, speak to their congregation. Because why? They were missionary schools that were free for them to use. But now they have become also what men of God, become the same title that those missionaries had. And all of a sudden, oh, their schools cannot be expensive. All of a sudden, they had the missionary schools then. How were they being run that they were free? That's a question we need to ask people. Now we are being overlooked by greed. Christians are now heavily, what's the word? Greedy, heavily wicked, heavily nonchalant. What they care about now is money, money,
Please,
money, money.
they are not
Making
Christians,
excuses.
religious, the
Oh,
religious people, yeah. Not
religious
just
leaders. Some guys
Christians,
support them.
because we have other,
Oh,
other businesses. Sorry to say, but other businesses.
yeah.
Some churches are not churches; they are businesses. So carry on.
Like what me, I feel most of them are the ones that own schools, they are business centers, as far as I'm concerned, because their school fees are the most expensive in the country. But
Those are
yet,
businesses.
governments, there are many government schools that still collect 25,000 a year, and they are still being run. Even some of them even getting the name of the best universities. And when they roll out universities in the world, you still find them there being classified as one of the best universities. Some even the best in Africa. Top 10 in Africa, they still come there. And here, the school fees is 25,000, 35,000. But you see all these private school fees, missionary that schools are supposed to be for church schools. So expensive. So Chimeres, I did not buy into the idea. For me, I support these pastors. I endorse them. What they are doing is probably right to me. They are fighting for the blessings of God. Since we want to be, what's the word? Mad in a religious setting. Let's be all mad together in that full religious setting. And that's been an offering for Kiru Talk. But that's been an offering for the Breakfast Show for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment what you feel. Did this pastor do well or did they disgrace you? What do you feel? Do you support Chimere's point of view or will you rather key into mine? Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Peace out.